evening, everyone. Afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. I am happening to be in Thailand. Been here for a year, enjoying life and challenges, enjoying the challenges. How can we be creative is the subject of this webinar. What creativity? Some people think they're not creative, and it really is a journey, a discovery, a series of questions that helps us be creative. We've all heard many times outside the box, yeah? But I don't know what's inside the box. At any rate, the creativity in everything you do brings more juice, more energy to life. When you do things that aren't just like the norm, the cut and dry, the scheduled, in the sense that they are the way you always do things. That's the way it is, right? That's what we hear. That's the way it's been. That's the way it is. But one thing for sure is change. Things are changing. Things have always changed. And that is one thing that never changes is change. Okay, it's always there. It's always for us. And for those who thought, well, I have a secure job. Well, that went out the window a few years ago. And I think the security is all within us and how we choose to move forward. And in that choosing, the creative mindset is what sets a business and sets us as people, our character aside. When we become agreeable with everything that's said and we become like just an observer in the crowd, and I've gone from really uncomfortable places, being like an outcast and not agreeing and not feeling like, oh, that's weird, but that's the norm. And the norm was always rather odd for me because there's a long list of normal stuff that I didn't think fit into my life. Like it just didn't. And I think that's what got me to over 100 countries traveling. And that's what led to the creativity in my business, not just in one country, but in many countries. Not just one line of jewelry, but many lines of jewelry. The creativeness of life, when we look around outside of us and just observe the beauty, the little things. I have a book called The Art of Seeing by a gentleman from Nova Scotia. I actually met someone who knew him, that wrote this book that I discovered back in 1989, and I met her in like 2010. And after knowing her for 10 years, I started talking about this book, and I talked about the author, and this lady from Canada, I happened to know her, and Canada's a big spread of a country. It's just interesting the way that and why did I get to meet this woman from Canada who's very interesting, unique, creative individual? Because I went out of bounds. I went outside of so this, I'm just going to pull back here. When you have an idea to do something new, different, and this is where one of the greatest failures in all woman and mankind is, humankind, is that we get an idea, a cool idea, and we don't act on it. I'd be in trouble if I acted on every idea I have. I've got stacks of books of things I'd love to do. Not enough time, essentially. And one thing I've learned is trying to do too many things builds a weak base and you crash over. So in your discovery of creativity, yes, you don't hop on everything, but you at least write it down. Every cool idea you have, write it down. If I'm like riding my bike, or I'm just sitting, or I'm thinking, or whatever I'm doing, if I get a cool idea, or I wake up before I'm going to bed, or the lights out and I get an idea, I get up and I write it down, because I think I'm going to remember it. Never happens. And just keep notes all over the place. Doesn't matter. It does matter where you write them, but if you want to find them again, but if you know on a scrap of paper you wrote it, and you find that scrap of paper later, but put it in a pile where you think you're going to find it, or put it in a book, better yet. So I have notebooks by my bed. I have note cards. I have them around my house, in my office, like a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't have paper anymore. I do. I love paper. I love a pen. I love to write. It is part of the creativity. Let yourself go and ask a question. So whatever your top 3 challenges are in life, are they physical, mental, spiritual, financial? So when someone applies for a wholesale account to buy wholesale jewelry from us to resell it online, I ask, what are your 3 biggest challenges? Because when I know your challenge, I know at least something where to start, and how, rather than me talking about what, I mean, there's thousands of things I can talk about, but isn't it better if I address some of the things I've learned in 35 years of doing business? Much more than that, actually. It's more like 55. Since I was a kid, I've been doing business, and lots of lessons. And when I see some challenges, it's like, yeah, I know how to solve that. I know how to help this person. They're just starting, or they've been in business for 3 years and you're bumping your head, or you've been in business for 5 years. You're hitting your head. You're making $1 million, but you can't get beyond it. Or you're at a 500,000, you can't get past it. What do you need to do? You've got to be creative. This is where creativity comes in, because if we keep doing the same thing that we've always done, we're going to get the same results. And I mean, if you're growing and then you hit a ceiling and you can't get past that, then creativity, you got to sit down, ask the questions. And that's why some people, one person commented, why? I just want to buy jewelry. Why are you asking all these questions, Peter? I want to know who you are. I'm not just trying to sell you a piece of jewelry. This is a life journey. This is a why. This is a how. This is a when. This is a where. This is a who. I care about who is buying Peter Stone Jewellery, how I can help them have a better life in many different ways, financially, physically, spiritually, emotionally, especially. When we get a grasp of our emotions, then we have a grasp on life, because we don't just react at everything that is thrown at us or that comes in front of us. We're able to just, like the water on a duck, as the saying goes, just roll off that stuff. Yeah, some things can just like shock us and like actually create a vibration like, whoa, that's like, whoa, kind of heavy. Like I just got dealt a blow that I didn't expect. A surprise. But we don't need to take that surprise and make it go, just overwhelm us. We must immediately say, aha, what do I need to learn? What is the value of this challenge, short, long term? Why did I get this challenge? What am I doing that maybe I need to change? Am I targeting or hanging with wrong people? Or is the vibe right for me? Is it really core? Am I doing what I really want to do at my heart and my soul, or I'm just following, trying to do what everybody else is doing because they say this is the next coolest thing to do. I mean, I'm not a TikToker, but I had someone do some consulting work and marketing work with me, and they gave me a review of what I should do. Well, I knew all those things anyway, but I'm always open to learn, always. Somebody tells me they get some good stuff, I listen. And I mean, I learned everything that they had told me to do. Then all of a sudden, the whole thing changed. They said, oh no, Peter, don't advertise on Facebook anymore, which I don't. And just go to TikTok. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not a TikTok kind of guy. And so you won't find me there. I had some people on my team some time back says, Peter, you got to go there. You got to go there. Everybody's there. No, everybody's there. Everybody's there but me. And I know there's some really good stuff there, but it's not just the whole title of it is TikTok to me. So you win your creativity. You really want it to vibe with you, because if you're doing something that feels good, that you really like and enjoy, that lifts you up, it's constantly and subtly lifting up your energy, and you are more powerful, and you will get better results, and you're going to show up and people are going to see it, that you are living into you, not trying to be. I want to be. I'm talking what people told me, I should talk about all this stuff, but it's not. You can tell some people it's not connected to their heart. It's not connected to their being. It's not really them. I mean, I watched one guy showing me how to cut an avocado properly to get the green inside the skin. And I'm like, well, that was kind of the end. I'm like, some of the instruction, some of the people here just, I can talk about whatever I want to talk about if that's his thing, but that is a kind of a low level thing, isn't it? Aren't there more? I mean, if that's just a common sense thing, we have to be taught that. But I'm saying go deep. Go beyond the skin, all right? Go deep to the core of who you are. Get creative. Get creative. Another person on my team, I'm like, go please find me some competitors. New person came on. I'm like, they found some things. I'm like, where did you get this? What makes you think this is a competitor, Peter Stone? I was like, end of the day, see you later. No, find the things that don't just think quick that you're going to make money, because I can buy it easy. You can put it online easy. You can get it easy, maybe. And when you get it, you're going to be surprised 9 out of 10 times. The thing that you thought was going to do, the thing that you thought it was supposed to do, and create money, uniqueness, and richness. I mean, some people just want to make money. They don't care. Nuts and bolts. Buy a bolt cheap, sell it high. That's that. But there's so many nuts and bolts online that you just go down. So I'm asking that you want to grow your business, you want to grow your life, or you want to write, or whatever it is you want to do. It doesn't have to be the jewelry business. It can be any kind of business at all. I just like jewelry because it's small, beautiful, and right now, when you own sterling silver or gold, there's financial stuff going on. And when your inventory is gold and sterling silver, not plastic and stainless steel and other things that will never, like when the market goes up, the precious metals go up, and you got that stuff, and that goes out of fashion, it is cheap, and it's competitive, and you want something rich, beautiful, and special. costs more. Yeah, so does a Benz, so does a Tesla, so does a lot of the better things. Better food, clean food costs more, right? Because they didn't spray it, grow it quickly, and it doesn't serve you. It makes you sick. It doesn't make you better, but it didn't cost much, did it? Didn't cost much. But then there's a bill coming soon. There's a bill coming soon that you got to go pay the doctor because you're ill health. There's a bill coming soon because you bought all this inventory that didn't serve you. And there's a bill coming for most people at this time of the year. You've got to count your inventory. I would ask that in the process of creativity, when you're doing a manual, robotic-like thing that is counting inventory, tracking it, following it, seeing what sold, what didn't sell, you get creative with your thinking and saying, wow, why do I have so much of this left? I thought it was going to sell really well. And maybe some things did. And why do I have so little of this? And I bought the same number of units. And get creative with that thinking and say, strategize and say, okay, that didn't work, that didn't work, that didn't work, but this worked. How do I get creative and expand on that idea and grow your business? Whether you're an affiliate starting out, you just love jewelry and you want to share it with people because you buy a piece of jewelry, you want to show everyone your new jewelry, your new stuff, and you share it online anyway. Why not get some free jewelry from that? Or if you have a website and you've already got like clothing or different things or gift cards or whatever you've got on there, aroma oils or Celtic clothing or anything, and you want to add jewelry, you really want to take a look at drop shipping. And drop shipping something good, not that everyone else has, something unique and special. That would be Peter Stone Jewellery, I have to say, sterling silver and gold. Then you can scale up into a business where you have that inventory. So we know we have inflation, right? So if you're investing in metals, precious metals, along the way, when you grow your business, you're being creative. You're not just looking at buy low, sell high. What happens when the challenge comes in the financial is a tougher situation? You're backing up with precious metals. When they go high, you've got money in the bank, literally money. I've gone through this in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, where I profited from my inventory, not being able to sell it, but to convert it to profit and melt it down as a precious metal in some cases. But I kept on selling, but I had a lot of inventory. That's a whole nother story. But I mean, a lot of inventory, literally tons of silver. So, and some gold. So fortunately for us, some people didn't make it so well when they had T-shirts and things and stuff that everybody else had that couldn't be recycled, reused, and repurposed. So you have some nice clothing, T-shirts or whatever in your store, and they're out of fashion, or everybody else has got them. All of a sudden, one day they don't sell. You can cut them up and use them for polish your bicycle, your car, or something. At best, that's what's left out of the value of that inventory. But when you go to precious metals, it's totally different. So I'll get back to the creative thoughts. Turn on your creativity. What is creativity? Looking at things like we see them, we immediately see this. That's our perception. That's what we see in creativity. Means when we start to think deeper with our creative thoughts, we're letting go of the norm of what we're told by everybody else is the thing we should be doing. Like the school book text, okay? When we let go of all that in the box stuff and we start going out and saying, well, what if this? What if I did that? Why shouldn't I try this? Why don't I try this? Risk. The greater the risk, the greater reward. But I have this go out on a limb risk for years. I'm a risk taker. And I've been in business for 35 years. I know one thing in my risk is I go out on the edge and I'll fall, but I make sure there's a line to grab onto and crawl back up. As painful and as threatening as it may seem, when we try new things, different things, interesting things, and get creative, we find interesting, new, creative results. And this online thing today, I will tell you, you know it. I don't have to tell you a thing. You all know that it's so competitive online that if you do not show up special and different, one of our best customers, clients, I met with him over the years, design lines of jewelry, just the most creative, one of the most creative guys I know and respect in my life. He just paid off 2 houses, one in New Orleans in French Quarter and one up in Massachusetts in Salem, Mass. And I knew him when his business was hanging by a thread. But you know what he did? He did stuff that was absolutely different. Some people really want to just make it so easy, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. But if you don't buy and sell the right things that are already have creativity injected into them, I'm going to promise you that long term, unless you spend millions on advertising, you're not going to do very well. You'll regret it. So I am really implying that creativity will get you what you need. Don't be a stamp like everybody else. Bring out your personality, your character. And if you don't have it, sit, think it, be creative. Go run outside with your shirt off in the winter and get woke up. Do something different. Take a cold shower. Jump in the snow. I don't know what you need to do to get like shocked, if you will. Okay. Read something you ordinarily wouldn't read. Do some things that you wouldn't ordinarily do. Get on the bus and go the wrong direction. But in some towns, you maybe don't want to do that. Anyway, creativity. Sit in silence, let some ideas, thoughts, connections come to you. Deep breathe, drink some water, and take some time. Do it every day. Do it every day. Just stop, separate. My phones, I'm using them right now, but I shut them off now early in the evening. I don't want them. And I don't turn them on until I absolutely need them in the morning. I don't want to be I am just sick of being bombarded with so much stuff. So if I keep getting that, I'm starting to disconnect from who I am. If I keep looking at all that, it hurts me. I know it does. That's why I shut it off. I'm aware of that. So be aware is a huge key to your productivity, to your creativity, is to we see it all everywhere I go now. I by the seaside, these people come with their family to the beach. They're all sitting looking at the phones. What the hell did you come to the beach for? Okay, then they get the phones out and take the pictures. I love that because they're taking family pictures, fun, and connecting, bonding. That is one aspect of being creative with the phone. So take your phone and say, how can I be creative with it rather than scrolling, watching other people's creativity. Find your own, find some unique people and stick with them and follow them. And if you really, I suggest you follow here, because I'm going to give you some profound stuff. I'm not going to give you all the sweet stuff. I'm over it, right? And I have sweet stuff, but I have sour stuff, and I have strong stuff and things that are gonna make a difference, because we got to get woken up. And I don't mean woke, I mean waking up, in the sense that whatever our daily stuff is, you got to stop it. Go outside of it at least a little bit every day, a little bit more, a little bit more. It's an adventure. Make it an adventure. Do things that you don't ordinarily do. Break out of the habit. And I read some books that people say, well, drive a different way to work and do something different. I tell you, my entire life has been nothing but going places. I don't know where I'm going, finding things that I don't know what is there. I've read a little bit in a book or something, and I'm like curious, and I go. And so curious, and then the creativity starts flowing, the juices start flowing, because I see things that are new, right? So, just think back to the time that you went to someplace new, someplace different, very different than you do ordinarily. And how did you feel? Your awareness it gets so magnified. You start seeing things like you're looking, because it's a new place. You're like, wow. But when you do that around where your daily places are, you can discover so much. It's this consciousness and this feeling. And I am experiencing a few things here, because I haven't moved much here in Thailand for more than a year. I usually travel every 3 months, but I haven't. And I'm starting to re-experience some of the old energy, like this bird. I tell my wife, I say, that bird has followed us from every house. It's the same tropical birds singing outside, one in the night, some in the morning. And it just pulls me back through time. And it's a journey. And it's a part of a creative moment, because it takes me through the things that brought me to today. I don't know how to explain it, but I'll tell you what. There are some things we just can't put into words and express in emotion, and that's a knowing. That is a creative feelings, energies, and feelings through time. We can't describe to our best friend, to our family, what it feels like for us. We can't transfer that experience or explain that experience, because it's so unique. That is our uniqueness in each and every single person. And when that is sparked and energized, we then start the creative journey. It's in every single one of us. And I know I've been talking long on this, but I've got to try every single possibility to tap the people here that want more. If you've got more, I say we should always have more. Why? We're here on this planet to continually spiral out. If we're not spiraling outwards, my daughter goes, Dad, most people your age, they're wearing glasses. I mean, you don't wear any glasses. You're out, do this and do that. And you're like, you don't have that time thing going on. Why? Because I keep the spirit high, the creativity high, and keep moving and keep doing and keep reaching out and breaking through. You got to break through any walls that make us want to, what's the use? No, there's a lot of use. life is exciting. And the bigger the challenge, like this big challenge we're all in at this time, the bigger the challenge, the bigger the reward. And I invite you, I inspire you, I ask you to please look at what's going on in the moment as one of the greatest things in time, in changes. Don't be a casualty of this. Be a recipient of the greatness of what is about to come in the future. Subscribe, click on the link. I'll give you some more cool stuff. This is Peter Stone saying, find your creativity. It's an effort for most. For some, you're there. You know who you are. And take it deeper, take it wider. I'll see you later. Thanks.